Do you have days when your mind is just racing and you just feel completely out of control? Welcome to Meaningful Meditations, Applications for the Real World. I'm Charlotte, and today we're looking at practical, real solutions for stress. I'm here with Sister Priya, and Sister, that is my very first question. What do we do when we have these kind of out of control, mind racing situations? How do we cope? What can we do?
Yeah, that's a very good question because it happens more frequently for everyone. So when your mind is racing and then you start, it comes from the space of anxiety or fear or an overwhelming situation. And so your mind is constantly trying to analyze, find a solution, or basically your mind wants to get out of it. So it's trying to find a solution by thinking, overthinking about it. So one way is to calm your mind, sit with yourself and calm your mind down. And by creating these positive affirmations or thoughts, by saying that it's okay, it's all right, this is only temporary, I'll figure it out, let me give some time, take a pause and go to the inner silence and reassure yourself. Because the self soothing is very important, to train ourselves, to soothe ourselves, and to train our mind to listen to our own voice. Because sometimes we all want outside voices. We want external help. We want someone else to tell it's all right. But in meditation, we learn this method of soothing yourself, the self dialogue, self talk that I will be all right, everything is fine, and I can figure it out. Let me give some time. To give those positive reassurances for the self can bring so many changes, and you can see immediately your mind may not listen, but after some time, if you practice, then the mind says, yes, I'll be fine.
So that practice thing, I think, is the part that's most important because it's not going to happen right away. What do you suggest are some great ways for someone to just find small goals that they can do every day that's going to help them get into that place where they can do that self-soothing?
Yeah, I think it all starts with building a relationship with the self, because it's, first to understand that my problems are not caused by other people. As long as I'm pointing fingers outside and I am looking for solutions outside, I'm going to be disappointed. So, first, to learn to take responsibility for my own thoughts, for my own feelings, for my own emotions, and for my own well being. Because somewhere we are wired and conditioned from our childhood, or even our way of life or society has taught that others are there to help you and support you and love you, and you can count on them. But what we are learning lately, the whole world is learning that not everyone can offer that support for me all the time. And I can't allow myself to be disappointed every time because they are not able to offer it. So what I can do is to offer that to myself. So what I do is at first change this idea and expectation, that conditioning that people will help me or I can find something outside. So change that attitude first, or change that belief system first, or change that conditioning first, that it's in my hands. So let me spend time with myself. Let me understand myself. Let me know myself. Let me accept myself. Let me love myself. Let me teach myself. So that's the first step. And once I do it, then slowly I can work with myself.
So is your suggestion then perhaps, Sister Priya, is to identify a certain aspect of that I decide I'm going to practice 3 times today, and maybe it'll be for 3 minutes total, or what's the best strategy for someone who's just starting out and kind of thinks like, sure, if I could just stop, but how do I stop?
Yeah, I think for a beginner, it would be great to spend at least once or twice a day to sit and, to sit and reflect with the self. Usually we say a morning meditation or a evening, sit down time is good to start the day with a positive note and
Mm.
end the day with a positive, dialogue with the self. Like, okay, this is what happened for me today. I'm all right with myself. I have done my best today. So that's for the night routine. But for the morning routine, you can say, okay, I'm going to be whole day peaceful today, no matter what. I'm going to be cooperative today. Today, I will not blame anyone. So to have that set of, a self dialogue and to work with that throughout the day, like maybe when I am during lunch or a coffee break, I can remind myself, like, what am I practicing? Okay, I'm practicing to be cooperative today, or I'm practicing to be kind today. So, and this practice or this goal is only for me. This project is for me. I'm not doing it for anyone. I'm not doing it for gratification, or someone is going to recognize it. I'm doing this so that I can teach myself, or I can enjoy that space of myself, and to see how powerful I am internally. And I can know it only when I practice. So that is one way to start.
So that morning time is really just set the intention for the day and practice that throughout the day. And then in the evening to reflect on that, of how well I did, where do I find some opportunities for improvement, not to say how badly I did or anything negative, but where are my opportunities, and then let it go.
Yeah.
And then the next day, it's
Exactly
beautiful.
that, because you brought a point of not to criticize yourself, because that could happen easily. Say you didn't do it, or you completely forgot about it, or you were not kind at all that day, or you did not help that day. You can easily
Sure.
criticize, oh, I could have helped them, but I didn't, so I'm a bad person. That criticism can come easily. And here, the idea to build a relationship with the self is not to keep on, being hard on yourself, like keep on saying you're wrong, and not to give that sort of treatment to the self. Is to have that loving, understanding relationship. At the same time, I'm also encouraging myself to improve, and to go and tap into the inner potential I have, rather than just saying you're bad, you didn't do well, or blaming others. That could be done in the criticism phase. But the idea of sitting down with the self is to understand things as they are, the reality, rather than to see with the lens of my perspective. Because often we see things with how it's beneficial to me, what I want, what I don't like. It's mostly seeing with that lens. But when you sit down, you will find yourself, you will start seeing things as they are. Maybe they did not want to hurt me. Maybe they were tired. You when you sit in meditation in silence, you will really create that compassion for others. The compassion will come even naturally, because that quietness, that stillness will help you to see things clearly. Because often in the noise of our own thoughts and feelings, we don't even have time to see what others are undergoing. And even if I see, I'm not ready to accept it. So that's a
I
good
think
point.
that's a really big point too, because it was the compassion for the other person, but also the compassion for yourself
Yes,
that you brought up, of saying, okay, let it go, and we can try again, and we'll just keep practicing.
yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sister Priya. This has been very, very helpful, and I look forward to applying some of these things.
Thank you.